Welcome to Story Stream channel. Our story about the four animals that taught humans an important lesson. In the heart of the green forest, where the trees embraced the sky and the rivers played their sweet melodies, the animals lived peacefully in their wonderful home. The rabbit Bob was known among all for his speed and intelligence. His friend, the turtle Nona, was a symbol of wisdom and patience. Meanwhile, the bird Zuzu stood out with his bright colours and sweet voice. While the fox Cooper was skilled in making plans and solving problems. The four friends spent their days playing and moving between the trees, but one day something strange happened. Bob woke up early to start his day as usual, but he noticed that the air was not as fresh as before, and there was a strange smell in the place. He ran towards the river to drink, but he was shocked to see that the colour of the water had changed. The leaves of the trees were wilting and trash was scattered everywhere. Bob cried out.
This is not normal. What is happening to our beautiful forest?
Nona arrived slowly, and after looking around with concern, she said,
It seems that humans have forgotten that this forest is our home. They throw garbage and cut down trees without care.
Zuzu flew above them, carrying a piece of plastic in his beak, then said,
Even my nest wasn't spared. It fell because of the trees they cut down.
As for Cooper, he was observing human footprints on the damaged soil and said firmly,
We cannot just sit and wait for more destruction. We must do something.
The four friends gathered under a large tree and started making a plan to save the forest. Bob suggested that they start by cleaning the river and restoring its purity. Nona decided to plant new trees to replace those that had been cut down. Zuzu took on the mission of flying over the forest to warn the animals about pollution and teach them the importance of protecting their home. Cooper had a special task, finding a way to make humans realize their mistake and join in protecting nature instead of destroying it. Bob and Nona rushed to the river and began collecting all the trash they could find. But it wasn't easy. There were plastic bottles, scattered papers, and even rusty metal pieces. While Bob was pulling out a large piece of garbage, he slipped and fell into the water. He tried to swim, but the weight of the trash around him made it difficult. Luckily, Nona stretched out her long neck and helped him get out. She joked.
It looks like you need swimming lessons.
Bob laughed and said,
Maybe. But what matters is that we are cleaning up the river.
Meanwhile, Nona started planting small tree seeds, but she needed a long time to plant them all. That's when Zuzu called the other animals for help. The monkeys brought roots, and the elephants used their large feet to press them into the ground. Soon the place was filled with young trees again. Nona proudly said,
Together we can bring life back to the forest.
Zuzu flew over the forest, reminding all the animals to keep their home clean. He shouted,
Don't throw trash. Don't cut down trees. The forest is our home.
At the same time, Cooper was executing his plan to make humans realize their mistake. He gathered some of the trash and placed it in the middle of the path humans took when entering the forest. Then he wrote on a large wooden sign, This is not our beautiful forest. You have destroyed it. Please help us fix it. Then he and his friends hid and waited to see what would happen. The next morning, a group of humans came to the forest. When they saw the sign and the gathered trash, they stood in silence, as if realizing the damage they had caused. One of them said sadly,
Look at what we have done. This forest used to be beautiful and clean.
And indeed, the humans started picking up the trash and planting more trees. From that day on, Bob, Nona, Zuzu, and Cooper became the guardians of the forest, protecting it and teaching others how to take care of it. After days of hard work, the forest began to regain its beauty. The water became clear again, the trees turned green, and the birds sang once more. Bob ran between the trees joyfully and said,
We did it! The forest is alive again!
Nona said proudly.
Because we worked together, we proved that we can change the world for the better.
Zuzu flew high and said,
I will create a new song to celebrate this wonderful day.
Cooper looked at the humans who were now helping to plant trees and clean the area, then said,
They have learned an important lesson. If humans respect nature, life will be better for everyone.
At the end of the day, the four friends sat under the big tree, watching the sunset and enjoying the fresh air. Bob sighed happily and said,
We must always be nature's guardians.
Nona, with her usual wisdom, added,
If we respect nature, it will reward us with its beauty and generosity.
Zuzu exclaimed,
Let's share our story with everyone so they learn the importance of protecting nature.
and Cooper, with his usual cleverness, added,
So we won't have to put up more warning signs in the future.
Everyone laughed, knowing that they had done something great. The forest was safe again, and their mission was a success. The end. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.